Is it me, or does it seem like leaves are starting to fall early? Like, really early. Like, borderline leaf cleanups already in some yards.
My OCD is killing me. I have to clean up the area that you took a swipe in. It's half finished. I can't do that. Uh-oh, needs choked.
I'm gonna have to put my gator blades on real quick so I can start mulching these leaves up. I mean, it's only October 7th. It's really early. I'm gonna be uploading my audio library for all of my experiences with leaf cleanups and leaf removal, just everything leaves over the last 7 years. I stayed away from it for the longest time, the first couple of years, because I had so many traumatic experiences where I almost quit my business like before I even really started. I'll have that story on there too. But the last few years I networked with a lot of local companies, bigger companies in my area, picked their brains, worked with them, looked at their setups, made videos about it, put it on YouTube, plus my own trials and errors over the last couple of years that I've really been taking a conscious effort to increase my leaf removal and cleanup offering for all of my clients. So now I used to like stay away from certain areas, certain neighborhoods that were like really close to the neighborhoods I already take care of, because they were older neighborhoods, lots of trees, lots of woods. They needed lots of leaf removals, to the point where like whenever someone would contact me from the neighborhood, I would automatically deny them, like, hey, sorry, you're not in our neighborhood right now, or we're not accepting new clients in that neighborhood. However I could professionally say it, but I was just freaked out. Like, I didn't want to even go down that road because I knew there was going to be leaf cleanups. Like, what am I going to do? There were sometimes I told people in those neighborhoods that, you know, I don't offer leaf removal. Like they would ask me, like I would give them a quote for whatever it was, you know, mowing, you know, fertilization or whatever, trimming shrubs maybe, whatever it was. And then they would ask me, do you take care of leaves too? And I would say no. And I would lose those people because they wanted like a one-stop shop, at least to that extent. Like, obviously they understand like irrigation, or no, we don't do fertilization, but we mow and trim the bushes and take care of the leaves and do mulch. Like, they're okay with that in this area anyway. They're okay with getting a company that just fertilizes, for example, you know, or getting like a landscaper to do like heavy duty type landscaping, trimming trees and all that kind of stuff, as long as you do a bunch of other stuff like mowing, fertilizing, you know, leaves or whatever. So people are a little flexible, but when you don't do leaves, it's kind of like the breaking point for most people. So I would just not get those accounts, because they didn't want me to just mow their lawn and then they'd have to find someone else to take care of their leaves throughout the whole season. It's not like it'd be like a one-time thing where they just got to call someone to come out and suck them up once. It was, they wanted their property to look well maintained throughout the entire time that the leaves are falling, through the whole leaf season, winter, holidays, all that. So I just, you know, I kind of sabotaged myself with that and stayed away from that, and as a result, didn't have a whole lot of winter work. But when I started hiring employees and really trying to think that process through and not have to go through the whole struggles of rehiring people, you know, after I let them go over the winter and all that, it's like, okay, well, can I keep enough hours? Obviously it's going to be reduced. Everyone reduces their hours over the winter in lawn and landscape, unless you're in an area where you get a ton of snow, like further north, and you kind of just transition from one thing to the next. But in this kind of central United States, we kind of just have mild everything over the winter, so it's not really enough to keep us extra busy, you know. So everything dials back a little bit. which is fine, but it completely shut off for me for the most part. I'd have some odd jobs that I would just do myself if a random, you know, client asked me about something like, hey, can you do this or that? Like, yeah, sure, why not? I'm not doing anything else, right? I did and do enjoy the time off, the downtime and all that, but it's not, you know, it's not a way to grow your company, right? I mean, ultimately I can grow back to that point where I'm not in the truck all the time, so I can have a little more office time and family time and just working on other stuff like this, you know, making videos and all that, while the guys are out doing what they got to do, get them set up for the day, and then check up with them throughout the day or at the end of the day or whatever. But that's not now. I'm in that transition zone now where I have to be on the truck, I have to be working with the guys, I have to train, you know, I have to get everyone trained up and try and find, you know, my crew leader, you know, my next potential crew leader and all that, and build the company to that point where I can step away a little bit more and have some more time. But so how do I keep the people? How do I keep them with hours? I have to start doing more winter work like leaves. So I kind of had to I had to take that bull by the horns and really figure out how to tame it. So that's when I did a whole ton of research, put it out there on YouTube. A lot of local guys reached out to me and said, hey, you can come check out my setup anytime. And I did that for a lot of folks. And there's a variety of different setups, big, small, and everything in between, you know, cruise, solo. Like I said, I made videos about that on YouTube. So between that and then me starting to actually do the work myself, incorporate a lot of things that I learned and putting that into play, for my business, getting a bagger for my grandstand and, you know, extra backpack blowers and just all these different things and trying different things out, all of those experiences and what I learned from everyone else, I'm just going to kind of put all that out there in an audio library for you guys to listen while you're working, while you're out there mowing or whatever you're doing. You can just listen to it like a podcast, and that's going to be on the LCR Media Network. Go ahead and check that out. The link's going to be in the description. That's going to be coming soon if it's not already out. If you've never done leaves before, or you want to find ways to improve and you want to crush it, go ahead and check that out.
Better, but now I need to blow it off.